What? You wear summer fragrances in the winter? Are you crazy? You'll be ousted from FRAG-MENTAL. What's wrong with you? Actually, you know what? Don't worry about it. So do I. In fact, I've put together a list of 10 summer fragrances that I think work really well in the winter. So, let's all be naughty together. Yes, some fragrances work better in warmer weather, some work better in cooler weather, but you know what? You can just wear whatever you want, when you want. I know we put together these seasonal top 10 lists, but they're just recommendations of fragrances that I think excel in those different seasons, but that's not to say you can't just wear any fragrances in any season, particularly, you know, if you're working in an office or in a temperature controlled environment, then you can easily wear warmer weather or summer marketed fragrances in the winter. Doesn't quite work as well, I think, the other way around. If you've got a really strong, bold, complex, sweet scent, then that might be a little bit too much to wear in the warmer weather, but I think there's definitely more of a crossover for summer fragrances to wear in the winter. So I've put together a little list of 10 fragrances that I think fit that bill. Let's do it. These fragrances aren't rated in any particular order. They're not 10 to 1, they're just 10 fragrances that I think work. The fragrance that actually gave me the idea to put this list together is a summer marketed fragrance from the house of Atelier des Eaux. I smelt this one for the first time in Milan last April, but I didn't get a bottle of this and I didn't start wearing it until the winter. But I didn't want to wait until summer because I knew I enjoyed it and I wanted to start testing it and wearing it because I'm planning to do a full review on this one. It's called Riviera Lazuli. So, started wearing this and realised it seemed to be working really well in the cooler temperatures, as cool as we get here in the UK. Here in the UK, I should say, we can get some really cold days, although not that many of them. Just like in summer, we can get some really hot days, but not that many. Generally, we have a fairly consistent temperature, which is why I feel lucky that I can wear a lot of my fragrances through all of the seasons. But this is a summer marketed fragrance. It's in a blue bottle. It looks very Mediterranean. The notes in this are bright and invigorating, as you would expect for a summer fragrance. There's some citruses in there, but it's also got some cypress, which adds this kind of green freshness. There's woods in here, so there's some gaiac wood and cedar wood, and then some balsam fir. So this one makes me think of a green Mediterranean island that has lovely aromatic smells, kind of like pine trees. So because it has this woody depth, because it has this aromatic kind of green smell, it works really well in the cooler months. There's also some incense in here, which again adds a little bit more strength to the fragrance, and I've really been enjoying this one through the winter. Can't wait to start wearing it in the summer. So a lot of the fragrances that you're going to see in my video today are very common on top 10 summer lists. In fact, a lot of these have already been on my summer lists or will be on future summer lists. This one is definitely one across the board that you end up seeing on the summer lists. It's Dolce & Gabbana's Light Blue Eau Intense. This one has grapefruit in it, which gives you that lovely, fruity, zesty pop that works so well in the summer. But it's also got aquatic notes, so that zesty pop of the grapefruit works really well with the slightly salty, aquatic notes in here. And it has an aromatic nature to it as well, which is very bright, very refreshing. So those are the components of this fragrance that work really well in the summer, but it's also got some amberwood and musk, which just make the fragrance a little bit stronger. It's bright, it's clean, it's sophisticated, and it's got enough intensity or eau intensity to work in the cooler months. The next one is possibly one of the most well-known freshes of modern times. It's Davidoff's Cool Water. This is blue and aquatic. When you smell this one, it just conjures images of being by an ocean on a hot summer's day. But it's also got some darker notes, which lend some weight to this. It's got some amber, some woods, even some tobacco in there. I've not owned this one for a long time, but I've recently repurchased it. I used to wear this when I was around 16 for 2 to 3 years. This was the only fragrance I owned, so I guess you could call it my signature scent. Back then, I wasn't thinking about having different fragrances for different seasons. You just had one fragrance and you wore that all year round. So I do associate wearing this through all the different seasons. This one, Has some great memories, great scent. Next one is from Guerlain, and you can't really go wrong with many Guerlain fragrances. This is a recent purchase for me. This is L'Homme Idéal Cologne. In this, there's citrus, neroli, vetiver and almond. Has a lovely kind of creaminess to it, which helps add some weight to this. This is an eau de toilette concentration. I've been wearing this through these cooler months and it's just been lasting all day. Really, really impressed with the performance of this. So for a winter fragrance, works a treat. The next one is from Paco Rabanne. This is a gorgeous modern day, sweet, aquatic fragrance. It's got a lovely saltiness coming from a yuzu note. I'm talking about Invictus Aqua. Yeah, this is the 2016 version, but what I'm talking about probably applies to the 2018 version as well. So I think if you can only get your hands on 2018, it would still do the job. In fact, I think that one is a little sweeter and a little smoother, so that one probably would work even better in the cooler months than this one. As well as those summery aquatic notes, there's some violet leaf, and then you've also got the bubblegum sweetness that's in the original Invictus DNA. All those things combined just make it a beautiful summer fragrance, but the sweetness makes this work really well in the cooler months as well.
Join the Scent Geeks every Monday as we podcast about all things fragrance. You'll find us anywhere you can usually find a podcast. Links are in the description below this video. See you there, geeks.
The next one is from Parfums de Marly. Yes, they have a lot of kind of thicker, darker, complex fragrances that work really well autumn and winter, but they have some lighter, fresher fragrances. This is one of them. It's Galloway. It's got some citrus and orange blossom, which is the part of this fragrance that works so well in the summer, but it's also got some amber and musk, which add weight to the fragrance. So it has that kind of slightly dense quality to it that a lot of Parfums de Marly fragrances have. So you've got this twofold effect. You've got this cooling, invigorating effect of the citruses, but you've got this warming effect of the amber and musk. So it just works in the summer, but gallops all the way through to winter. This one is one of the most well-known masculine blue type scents with that kind of shower jelly type DNA. I'm talking about Bleu de Chanel, it's the EDP. It's got some mint, some citruses, some aldehydes, giving it this fresh breeziness that work well in the summer. But it's also got some spices, some woods and incense, so this one has plenty of depth. I'm not sure if the Parfum would work even better in cooler months than this one. I don't have it, so not sure about that. If you have the Parfum and the Eau de Parfum, let me know. Does the Parfum work just as well in the summer? That'd be interesting to know. This one is a relatively safe DNA, but it's classy, it's sophisticated, and personally easy to wear all year round. This one is a really versatile fragrance. It's from Tom Ford. Hard to put a list together these days without having some Tom Ford on there. It's Grey Vetiver EDP. Citruses and orange blossom give this a lovely summery freshness, but it's got some spices and some woods, and the vetiver here just helps add weight to this one and carry it through into those cooler months. This is a really versatile fragrance actually. This is one that is super easy to wear all year round, just works in the summer, works in the winter. Very classy, very sophisticated, favoured by many people as an office scent. So if you work in an office, then Grey Vetiver the one to go for. Maybe the EDT works better in the summer than the winter. Maybe it's not quite as versatile, but this one for me is just perfect for both seasons. All right, so I've got one of the La Mals here. Personally, I think all the La Mals work well all year round. I think they're all pretty versatile because they're all based on that kind of mint lavender barbershop DNA. Ultramal, perhaps a little bit too sweet for really hot summer days, but certainly La Mal easily works all year round. This one though is marketed more as a summer scent because it is called La Mal Eau Fraiche. Mint, neroli and aldehydes give this one a beautiful pop which works so well in the summer, but it has that sweetness that's present in the original La Mal DNA, and it's this sweetness that really helps it to work really well in cooler months. The sweetness is never too cloying in the summer. It's a really well balanced fragrance. It works beautifully in the summer. But for me, I can easily wear this through the winter as well. Maybe not quite as long lasting as La Mal and Ultramal, but while it's projecting, it does the job. We're on to the last one. Oh, I've got a good one for you. This is based on a very kind of classical Cologne style DNA. Loads of neroli in this one. We've got citrus in here, but we've got plenty of weight to it as well. It's Acqua de Parma's Colonia Essenza. The DNA of this fragrance is almost the definition of that classical masculine cologne style fragrance. It's based on the original 1916 Colonia, so it definitely has that Colonia DNA in there, but somehow it's thicker, it's richer, maybe it's a higher concentration, it's a little bit denser, so it has all the lovely, bright, aromatic qualities that the original has, but it just has a bit more muscle, it lasts longer, it's got better performance, cuts through the cold air better than Colonia, which can get lost a little bit on really cool days, especially if you're outside. Easy to wear in the summer, it gives you that Acqua de Parma feel that is just so nice to have on a hot summer's day. But this works very well in the winter as well, so extremely versatile scent. If you want a fragrance that is citrus based, that has a freshness to it, but just works really well all year round, then well worth looking at Acqua de Parma Colonia Essenza. Just while I was doing the research for this video, I noticed, I've not noticed this before, I don't know if it's a new thing, but you can now pick up a 20ml of this fragrance for around £30. So if you didn't want to invest in a bigger bottle and spend that much, if you wanted to try it but really have the option to give it a good few wearings and really decide if you like it, then I think the 20ml for £30 is a really good option. So there we go, bringing a bit of summer into winter. I'm sure a lot of these fragrances will also be on my summer list. Maybe I've picked up some new fragrances between now and summer that will be on the list instead of these, but we'll just have to wait and see. I'd be really interested to hear from you guys. What are your favourite summery type fragrances that work really well in the cooler months as well? Let me know, because I think they're great to have in a collection. If I don't own them, then perhaps I'll look into getting them, because it's just nice to have fragrances that you can just grab any time of the year, any occasion. They have that versatility, they have that kind of really nice clean freshness, but they have the performance to cut through that cooler air as well. So let me know what your recommendations for those types of fragrances might be. I hope you enjoyed it, I hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching. Remember, keep tuning into FM and keep smelling good.